George Washington, a name synonymous with the birth of the United States of America. The man who led a revolution, unified a nation, and became its very first president. But who was the man behind the myth? Today, we delve into the life, leadership, and legacy of George Washington. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia. He was the eldest son of Augustine and Mary Ball Washington, growing up on a plantation surrounded by the complexities of colonial life. With little formal education, young George learned the essentials from his family and the harsh realities of the frontier. By the age of 16, Washington had become a skilled surveyor, mapping the vast lands of Virginia. This experience would later prove invaluable, giving him a deep understanding of the American terrain, a crucial asset in his future military endeavors. Washington's military career began in the French and Indian War, where he quickly rose through the ranks. At just 22 years old, he was given command of a regiment, and though he faced both victory and defeat, these early experiences shaped him into a resilient and strategic leader. The Battle of Fort Necessity, though a defeat, taught Washington crucial lessons in leadership and warfare. His ability to learn from mistakes and adapt would become a hallmark of his later successes. In 1775, as tensions between the American colonies and Britain reached a boiling point, the Continental Congress appointed George Washington as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. This was a pivotal moment, as Washington's leadership would be tested in the crucible of revolution. Through relentless campaigns, strategic retreats, and the unwavering support of his troops, Washington led the American colonies to victory. The crossing of the Delaware River and the surprise attack at Trenton are just a few examples of his daring tactics that turned the tide of the war. In 1781, the British surrender at Yorktown marked the end of the Revolutionary War. Washington had achieved the impossible, defeating the world's most powerful empire and securing American independence. With independence secured, the young nation faced the daunting task of creating a new government. In 1787, Washington was unanimously elected to preside over the Constitutional Convention, where the foundation of the United States Constitution was laid. 2 years later, in 1789, George Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. His leadership set many precedents that still influence the presidency today, from establishing the cabinet to promoting neutrality in foreign affairs. During his 2 terms, Washington navigated the new nation through uncharted waters, building the financial system, dealing with internal conflicts like the Whiskey Rebellion, and laying the groundwork for a strong, unified country. In his farewell address, he warned against political parties and entangling alliances, advice that resonates to this day. After serving 2 terms, Washington voluntarily stepped down from power, setting a powerful example for future leaders. He retired to his estate at Mount Vernon, where he spent his final years in peace. George Washington passed away on December 14, 1799, but his legacy endures. He is remembered as the father of his country, a leader whose vision, character, and dedication to the American experiment shaped the future of the nation. George Washington's life was one of service, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to the ideals of liberty and democracy. His story is not just the story of one man, but the story of a nation's birth and its enduring quest for freedom. The preservation of the sacred fire of liberty and the destiny of the Republican model of government are justly considered. Deeply, finally, staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people. George Washington,